What inspired you to create people, places, things?
The inspiration for people, places, things is, I guess, first and foremost, life experience. I went through a pretty big breakup in my own life and was trying to piece together what had happened, and came up with this story as a way of kind of figuring it out.
It's a very relatable story. People go through these types of changes in life very often. So, well done, because it's perfect for the audience to take in.
Thanks. I found when I wrote it, I put it away for a long time because I thought it's too specific to my own experience. But then I started. I would share it. I would share the idea with people here and there, and they'd say, that sounds like something I've gone through, or that sounds like something I know. I have a close friend who's gone through, and I thought, really? Well, it seemed like maybe it would resonate with people in a way that I wasn't sure at first. But the more I shared the idea with people, the more I felt like, maybe I should try to make it.
So you write and you direct. Is there a particular hat that you prefer?
I'm definitely more comfortable as a writer. I really like directing, but it's more comfortable and natural for me to be alone in my pajamas at home. The directing is so social, and I find it exhausting. I love them both in different ways, but I guess definitely I feel more naturally inclined to write than direct.
You have such a stellar cast for People, Places, Things. As all of your films, I felt they were so well cast. But specifically with this film, what was it like working with this particular cast?
This cast, I have been lucky in that I've got to work with great actors and a lot of stuff that I've written. This cast in particular came together in the perfect way. I don't think that I could have dreamed of a better cast. What's funny is that Jermaine wasn't the first person I thought of. I'd gone out to some American actors first, and it was just, I always find the casting of everything is always such a process. You have an idea in your mind, and who knows if that idea is gonna, if that person in your mind is gonna pan out or not. But I feel like you ultimately find the right people, and the right people are the people that want to make the movie. And Jermaine wanted to make the movie with me, and he turned. The film. I look at the film today, and I think there's no one in the world that would have been better in this particular part than Jermaine Clement. And then everyone around him. I always wanted to work with Regina Hall, who I'm always been just a huge fan of, and I had her in mind for her part. And then once I cast Jermaine, I thought, oh, well, that makes perfect sense. I think that these two are going to be very funny together, because they're both really funny people, but in different ways. And I just thought there would be a spark. And then I always wanted to work with Jessica Williams, who I've just being a fan of The Daily Show, I watch that show all the time. I'm sort of scouting for acting talent in The Daily Show, and I thought Jessica is just one of a kind, just really amazing presence on screen. And then I was lucky enough that Regina and Jessica wanted to do it. I think probably bolstered by the idea that Jermaine had already signed on. And so there was someone who people respect who already was attached. And yeah, it was really, and then Stephanie Allen and Michael Chernus and these two twin girls are all, they just made sense, kind of. It came together pretty organically. Jermaine, and then of course, let's get Regina if she'll do it, because they'll be great together. And Michael Chernus and Stephanie Allen, they felt like they really fit in the world. And it was a really cohesive cast that got along really well. It's just a dream.
Well, I think that came across in the end product in a big way. So congratulations on that film.
Thanks. Yeah, we had fun. It was just fun, which doesn't happen all the time. And oftentimes, I mean, people tell me if it's a mess, if it's miserable, it's going to be a great film. And if you have fun, it's probably going to be a bad film. I don't think that's necessarily true. Maybe it's true sometimes, but you know, we had a great time, and we're proud of the thing we made, and you know, it doesn't always happen that way. It was a nice experience.
Right. So, what next?
Well, I'm in the midst of casting a new project that I wrote specifically for Jessica Williams, who's in People, Places, Things. And we're going to try to make that this summer. It will be similar. I'm making it with the same producers that helped me make People, Places, Things. It's in New York again, and hopefully, I'm hoping to assemble the same team that helped me make People, Places, Things. The same creative team, so it will feel like a reunion of sorts. But you never know. I got really lucky. I got everyone I really wanted, the cinematographer, the production designer, and the costume designer. In the time since I've made that movie, they keep getting more and more expensive and sought after. So it'll be, we'll see if we can get everyone back together.
Well, best of luck with that.
Thank you.
And wanted to ask for people who are interested in telling stories, the art of storytelling, filmmaking, that world, not necessarily industry, but that world. What words would you like to share with somebody who has a passion or an interest in storytelling?
Well, I would say, I mean, that's where it started for me as a kid. I always just wanted to make things, and I did make things, like from the grade school all the way through college into my 20s. I think it's important to just, if you have that passion, if you want to tell stories and make films, you should do it. And filmmaking now is, more than ever before, is so, it's within reach for almost everyone, if not everyone. It used to be, I remember when I was a kid, you needed to know someone who had a camera. Now everyone has cameras in their pockets. And there's no reason not, I mean, if you want to be a filmmaker, there's no reason not to be making films. I think that's the most important thing, is if you want to make films, don't wait for someone to come help you. Just make them, and don't worry about if they're good or bad. Just keep making them, because they'll get better. And like I said this morning too, I think if you want to make films, if you want to be a writer, just write. Go home and be ready for a life of loneliness. But if you want to be a filmmaker, you need friends. You need a community, and you need to find that community, make that community, will that community into being. So find the best and the brightest people around you and make stuff. I mean, there's no excuse not to at this point in time with the technology that's available to us all. Although this is the first year it's in Goshen, the first of what will be many great years in Goshen. Happy 15th anniversary, Goshen Riverbend Film Festival.